you might see something special.
Special, okay.
In the next handful of months.
Pow, and welcome back to the channel, Dan Who Reviews. As always, my name is Dan W. Make sure you are following me on Instagram at It's Dan Who. And if you are, then hopefully you noticed that this past weekend I was in London for MCM Comic Con, where I got to reveal some brand new Marvel Legends to the world with Mr. Dwight Stahl himself. Now, I'm sure you know by now it was those 3 Deluxe Captain America Brave New World releases. Now, a little bit of transparency, I did get told about one of them ahead of time so I could make a scheduled video. That's why I only mentioned one of them on my video this weekend. But of course the other 2 were saved so I myself could experience some new reveals. So we got Captain America Sam Wilson, we've got the new Falcon and Red Hulk in deluxe format, because instead of the traditional build-a-figure wave to accompany a movie, they're giving us these deluxe releases so we can best represent these characters with all their required accessories, and I for one don't mind it at all. But remember, not everything is for everybody, and this is for the MCU fans out there that have been very patient. But remember, next year should be a good one with Captain America in February, Daredevil in March, we've got the Thunderbolts, which could be Dark Avengers in the summer, and then we're going to end the year with Fantastic Four. So lots more MCU stuff to come. But this year, no one can doubt, has also been a great year for the comic world and the animated world, as we can talk about that Sentinel, which I've seen in person, by the way. Do not hesitate on that one. Get your order in now to give yourself that option of cancelling or not, because you're not going to, because it is very impressive in hand. And shout out everybody who came and seen me at the show and said the magic word POW and got themselves this exclusive Who Crew trading card, repping the new merch. Always a good time to see everybody, and it was fun to hang out with Dwight and talk some toys. So we did record a little interview, but I hate calling it that. It's more a conversation. It's very informal, just having a chat about this hobby that we love. But of course I did address the recent Giant Man Eye issue, which I know a lot of people wanted me to talk about. But other than that, it's just a fun conversation about the releases and about Marvel Legends in general. So I'm going to throw it to myself in the past to talk about some Marvel Legends with Mr. Dwight Stahl. It was a pleasure. Pow, and welcome back to the channel, Dan Who Reviews. As always,
Who?
My name is Dan Who. Exactly. You've put me off now. Yes, Dan Who. Subscribe, Instagram, all of that, right? Dwight Stahl, first and foremost. Welcome to London. Welcome to London.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here.
Have you had your tea and crumpets yet?
No.
Ah, we need to sort that out, don't we?
I do.
Terrible host.
I know.
Terrible
and
host.
a pint.
A pint, yeah, and a football game. We can do that. You know, proper football.
Oh,
where you
absolutely.
actually use your foot to kick the ball. You're on our page with that, though. Anyway, you're alright with that.
You use the foot in our football
Once.
a little.
Once. All right,
1 point, 3 points.
Let's not get into that. People don't like me already. Let's not get into that. Let's talk about some Marvel Legends.
Okay.
And talking about American culture, we've got the shield behind us, because today you revealed 3 brand new deluxe Marvel Legends.
We did.
So you've got Captain America, I called him Red Skull earlier, Red Hulk, and also Falcon. First time we're getting him in figure form.
Yes.
So 3 deluxes, 3 great looking figures. So does that mean this time we are going to get, it's less like we're going to get a full wave because we're getting stuff like this? Because it would have been hard to add all those accessories required to properly represent that character in a smaller box format.
Absolutely. The last time we did a Captain America similar to that, the wings were part of the build-a component, and that was fine for what we did. But we wanted to do something that you guys got a more premium experience right out of the singular purchase. So instead of a whole wave, we wanted to focus on the 3 main characters that we were given information about, which was Cap, Falcon, and Hulk. And each of them comes with all the stuff you'd expect from those characters. Like Sam has 2 backpack open, backpack closed, fully articulated wings, much improved from the previous version. These you'll be able to do a lot more posing and play with them, which should be a lot of fun when you guys get them on your toy shelves.
Yeah, you can put the shield on his back now, which is a nice little touch. You couldn't do that with the previous Build-A-Figure. So I think people will appreciate the option. I think once the film comes out and that hype's there, as we approach it, I think people will appreciate the option. They can go back and just get Falcon Cap with his wings, all his gear ready to go. Look there, he's literally right there. Yeah, he's literally right there.
Now that guy's, I wouldn't want to mess with that guy.
Yeah. So to be fair, talking about the MCU, this year coming up, we've got not just Falcon, we've got Thunderbolts, we've got Fantastic Four, even
Yes.
Daredevil has been announced now for the 4th
Yes, for Disney Plus.
So again, just last year we only really had Deadpool and Wolverine, so a lot of the MCU fans were like worried, like what's going on. But again, it's based on scheduling with the releases. You like trying to be timely.
Guys,
so
chill.
yeah.
All right. Isn't that's a London thing,
Yeah,
right?
chill. You can chill. Yeah.
What's the phrase?
the phrase?
Keep calm and
Carry on. Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah,
What's
yeah.
wrong with you? Just relax. We got you. We got you, boo. It's okay.
Yeah, we're
You just
good.
gotta give us a beat to breathe and wait for the world to catch back up. And we're catching
sure.
back up.
Oh, I get
Look
that.
at the show. Look at the amount of people that have been here this week. It's been amazing.
100%. Look, we've been shown on the show today, so I'll throw in some B-roll, but we've had the Secret Wars wave, which is due before the end of the year, but something that obviously caught my eye and a lot of people's eye is that Sentinel. X-Men 97 Sentinel revealed a week ago, and we appreciate that it's already here on display to enable us to buy even more, because for the UK folk, there is no longer a limit. You can pre-order as many as you want, so no longer limited, buy as many as you want on Pulse, because it's an army builder, you're going to need one. This is epic. How long have you had this up your sleeve?
We began working on the Sentinel, I guess about a year ago.
Yeah.
We came up with about 8 to 10 concepts that we thought were larger scale things
Yep.
that were worth exploration.
Yep.
So we kind of tested them out, got some fan testing done, and the Sentinel was one of the top 2 or 3 of the list that we had. And we thought, okay, because we had a lot of discussions. When was the right time to go back to a Sentinel? We did a HasLab in 2021. It was very well received. Thank you all for supporting it. And some people were like, I don't know if it's the right time, and we're like, that's fair. But then the power of X97 was so strong, and everybody was just so enamored with seeing the X-Men on the screen again, the television screen. It was like,
it's nostalgia for people of our age who grew up with that, and but it's also a new generation.
I love that you consider me your age. That makes me so happy.
I'm older than I look, by the way. That's probably why. I'm older than I look. So I have the hat on and keep the beard.
All right.
The grey's coming through a little bit, to be fair. But
a little bit.
but still, no, we appreciate it. It looks great, and I do think that even though it's a Sentinel, as I was speaking about earlier, our mind's eye of that Sentinel, like it's comic accurate, but also animated accurate as well, of course.
Yeah.
So I think people that collect comic are also going to appreciate that. So a lot of people are trying to backtrack and get that build of that original HasLab, and it's not exactly cheap on the aftermarket.
No,
so
that's
I think
on you. That's not on me.
Exactly, but
that's on you.
It proves there's demand for a Sentinel, right?
Yes.
So I think this now gives people that option to be like, well, now I can add a Sentinel, and some people prefer this design, some people prefer the other design, which is absolutely fair game. Options are never a bad thing. So we just need some more team members now with the X-Men. That's a big Sentinel, and people are probably going to buy more than one. So
you can make 8 versions just with what comes out of the box.
Exactly, you get all the interchangeable parts. But I'm just concerned that the X-Men team may get a little bit outnumbered. Like they're going to need some brains and some brawns, and someone who maybe can set up some fireworks and distract them. I don't know. It's like, do you reckon there's more an opportunity now to fill out that X-Men team in the X-Men 97? Like,
I don't know. Dan, what would you like to see?
Thanks for asking, Dwight. I would love to see Blue Beast in the X-Men animated series line. I've been saying for ages.
Dan, why would you like to see
because it completes the team. First of all, Beast is a personal favourite of mine. He is the brains of the operation. But we need a completed team. I've been talking to Ryan and Dan for a while about every X-Men release.
Okay.
Before you complete the team, you change the format. So you do the orange cards, the orange Toy Biz cards, right? Okay. And then you go, no, we're switching to VHS. Then you give us a couple of different characters, and then you switch it back to a different format. Like, we need to complete the 8 characters from that original intro on the same release formats.
That I think that is a fair statement. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You showed me your pictures earlier of your retro cards.
Yeah.
You cannot do that yet of a complete X-Men team.
That is true. I don't even think we've done a classic Tiger Stripe Wolverine on the card.
You did the Samurai version, and then even Cyclops, you didn't do the Jim Lee, you did the X Factor. So this is what I'm saying. You just switch up the format before you complete that core like Jim Lee style team, which is a lot of people's mind's eye of the X-Men. So that's I want the X-Men team on the same style, X-Men 97. Keep them coming.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah. pass that on to those guys as well, so they know.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, good man.
Yeah,
so I know you make the figures and the packaging will go somewhere else, but make sure this Blue Beast has to go on the packaging, all right?
I will let Ben know. Ben is one of our very talented
we will be
design.
great friends.
Yes, he is the design lead on all of the amazing packaging and art that goes into Marvel Legends. He's got a very talented team that works with him to create all those amazing cards that you guys see. Now, that doesn't matter anything to me because I rip everything open because packagings are torture to toys. So don't be a toy torturer. Let your children breathe and open the boxes.
He's showed me his wall. He's got retro cards on the wall. It's catching on. It's catching on for sure, right?
You're selling me out.
I'm exposing him, but you can buy one to open and buy one to display. It's okay, people. It's allowed, all right? So first time having a designer here. Usually we're just dealing with those marketers. They don't tell us anything, by the way. They're just coming out, more to come, more to come. They've obviously been brainwashed by the Hasbro corporate machine. Now you are here, who are in the trenches, actually designing these figures. So we get to ask. So we have an opportunity now to ask someone the more intricate questions about Marvel Legends.
Okay.
And I'm glad to see that we are now, I think the community as a whole would agree that this year Legends are on a uptick, like the 85th anniversary program.
I love the 85th program.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yes.
All like completely pinless Marvel Legends, utilising the best that you've currently got, new updated versions of classic characters, a great starting on point, jumping on point for new collectors even. So is it safe to say we're going to continue moving forward with that innovation, trying to use the best bodies dependent for the character, digital face printing tech, the right accessories, like we're just heading in that right direction?
I hope so, yeah. One of the biggest challenges with Legends is the depth and breadth of the line. The fact that we make so many figures sometimes prevents us from being able to use the perfect build for every single figure. When we have the opportunity to, it does seem like the pinless technology has been very positively received over the last few years, so we do like to pivot there as much as possible, and you'll definitely see as many amazing updates as possible out of us, but I can't promise it's a 100% there yet. We still have a lot of pin tools, and sometimes if a tool is being used somewhere else, I don't have at the same time, I don't have capacity to use it in all places. So we try, but sometimes there are some older pieces.
So we're getting closer to completely pinless. Not quite there yet, but we're heading in that direction.
That would be the ideal. Yes.
Yes, perfect. So in regards to like the articulation as well, again, you're always adding pieces like the toe articulation for Spider-Man characters and stuff like that. Is it safe to say that you as a designer are always taking inspiration from other toy lines when you can, depending on the character, to implement new pieces of articulation and constantly innovating the line?
Yeah, no toy line would succeed and have existed as long as Marvel Legends has without us being willing to look at things differently from year to year and being open to implementation of change. Some toy lines and anything that has stayed locked too rigidly and this is what it is, dies off after a while, and we don't want that. This thing's been going for 20 years. I would love for it to be going for 20 more. Not with me. I don't have 20 more years in me, but 20 more.
I told you, when we see that, you said the Banshee. When we see that blue and yellow Banshee, we know that's your swan song. So when that gets revealed, we're like, oh, where's Dwight going?
Yeah, I have said that for a very long time.
yeah, for sure. Yeah. No, it's good to see. As I said, I do think, especially Marvel Legends, because you have the kid range, but I think it's safe to say that the majority of the people buying Marvel Legends are adult collectors that want to display their toys and pose them as best as they can. So I think the community that are buying Legends appreciate it when the figures are utilising the new articulation and they have the right accessories, and like you said, the characters are matched up with their requirements. Yeah. Like if it's a C-list character that's often in the background, then maybe I understand that doesn't need to be used the most articulated body. But then some of the more mainstream, like we were talking about Psylocke or Elektra, if you're going to do them again, it would make sense to use that new body for those type of characters. Would you agree with that?
Or potentially an entirely new one.
Okay, so continuing to add and tweak that a little bit more. And is that something that is happening?
You might see something special.
Okay.
In the next handful of months.
Well, talking of special, you were teasing a Build-A-Figure at San Diego Comic-Con, and rumor is it's your favorite figure you've worked on this year. Is that a true statement?
That is a true statement. Okay. Yeah, it's definitely top 2 or 3. Might be the number 1.
Wow. Okay.
I think the next Build-A-Figure that you guys will see is easily one of the most favorite things I've done in quite a few years.
Is it a character we recognize?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah, it's not. I mean,
Not obscure.
it's not an A tier, but it's not, it's not a Q tier either.
Okay, that's good to know. Talking about characters specifically, when we were getting teased for New York Comic Con, I was leaning a little bit too hard in all these little breadcrumbs that were fed by Ryan and Dan.
Well,
and again,
Ryan and Dan are a lot sneakier than I am.
I'm aware.
They're
I fell into their trap.
Yeah, their intelligence level is up here. My handsome level is here.
Of course,
but
yes. That's why they need you on the team.
Right,
Yeah, you get it. Yeah.
Right, but they're marketers.
Yes,
they're devious.
Of course,
they've got plans and procedures and charts. And they actually think before they speak, which is a nice quality in most humans.
Well,
I've been told.
They tricked me into thinking we were going to get Mephisto, right? We've just got his brother, the Black Heart Builder-Figure.
Oh, yes? That's what that was.
So it's also, what time of month of it? It's the Halloween season, of course it is. But Dan was teasing that we're going to get a second chance at something. Do you see how the stars were pointing to the Mephisto conclusion?
I told you, they're devious.
Exactly, sneaky. So, of course it was the Sentinel, which no one's mad about, but that still leaves that Mephisto gap for me.
Okay.
And that's now, this year alone, we've had Damon Hallstrom, we have had the Goblin Queen, two characters that are also attached to that HasLab that shall not be named. So, Mephisto's that last character, which I think people would argue is a big villain that we need in the Marvel line. We've never had him in the Marvel line.
I mean, he was called out just a couple weeks ago.
Exactly, he's in the zeitgeist. So is Mephisto something we could see in the future?
Absolutely.
So easy to say, but is it? Is it?
There are almost everything in the Marvel lore.
Of course, it's fair game.
Almost is fair game.
Yeah.
That being said, there are rules and guidelines on how we would approach some of those characters.
Yep.
Not everything is created equal, and because of that, we have to put more care and planning towards how and where and when we would approach certain characters.
The format is like, it may not be a figure that could pop up in a Builder-Figure wave, but maybe an exclusive or...
Yes.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yes. So, yes, a character like Mephisto could be done.
Yeah.
Again, and when it was done before, it was under the premise of a HasLab.
Yeah.
And that was, at the time, the rules we were given.
Yes.
But our Marvel Disney partners, like Jesse Falcon, is a amazing partner, and he is always willing to revisit things and try to find ways to make them work.
Yeah.
Because he created this line, he knows it as well as any of you, and he loves it as much as you guys, if not more. And he's always willing to try to figure out ways to get the things that the fans want the most created. So
yeah, so you use again, Dan and Ryan are definitely involved in the community a lot. Again, as I said, you yourself, you're in the trenches making the legends, but I do think it's nice to know that we are heard, if that makes sense.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Yeah. I really do hope you guys feel that way. I don't think the line would be as good as it is today if we didn't listen to you guys. You guys catch things, notice things, call us out on things and our shortcomings, and they happen. We always try our best to make the product line as amazing as it is, but there are things we miss, whether it's a mistake we made or something we just didn't know or we missed. That happens from time to time. When you're making this much stuff,
of course,
it's impossible to hit a grand slam. Sorry, you don't do that.
I understand the analogy.
A home run, nope, that doesn't count. A field goal, nope. I guess just a goal.
A goal, that would do.
In your foosball, it's difficult to score goals.
It's only one
singular goals.
Only 1 point for a goal as well.
And that's all you need to win, though, right? That's all you need to win.
Low scoring, nothing wrong with that.
My whole family played soccer.
Hey,
Believe it or not, this was at one point a football player.
Yeah, of course, I get it.
I mean, this tier, that's a lie. This tier, but you know.
Oh, good man. I still play, but I've got
I played for
knees.
9 years.
Oh, fair play.
Yeah.
What position did you play?
I was a back.
Oh, defense.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. We should start a team.
Yeah.
Dan and Ryan any good?
I don't know.
Interesting.
Ryan's a basketball player.
Okay.
Ryan's a basketball player.
We don't have that in the UK.
And Dan likes to jump out of helicopters in his past life. So
wow, okay.
he's Captain Danger. We have Danger. We have basketball guy, and basketball guy's constantly showing up at work hurt.
Okay.
Just saying. You know,
well,
he doesn't know when to quit, which makes a great marketer. I don't know how it works at our age on the basketball field, but that's not for me to say. I don't play. I retired when my knees started to clicking.
Yeah, that's where my knees are now. Yeah. Well, just to bring it back to, you said mistakes and stuff. I think the community would like me to address the situation with Giant Man, if you don't mind.
Sure.
So Giant Man is starting to hit, and I think people are genuinely excited to add him to the collection. I think the campaign last year, we were very happy to get. He's an original Avenger. Like, for me, I've always said collecting's about world building, and I think he's a character worthy of representation. I know we had the old Toy Biz Builder figure, but I don't think anyone can challenge that. Aesthetically, in the modern day collection, this Giant Man is going to be an impressive piece. But people have started to arrive, and some of the straight eyes are just a little bit off. So is that a factory mistake? Like, is there anything you can speak on upon that?
Yeah, we're aware that the community has some of the concerns with some of the eyes not being quite aligned.
Not straight, yeah.
So we'd like you guys just to reach out to customer care, and we are working to get those eyes reprinted with the adjustment fixed, so that you guys can get a corrected version sent to you. Because if you guys are, willing to give us your trust and your dollars, your hard-earned pounds.
Yes, pound, there you go, yeah.
Or quids.
Quids a pound, that works.
I thought quids lived in the ocean.
That's squids.
Oh, that's
squids.
Yeah. Squids. Got it. But yeah, no, we are aware, and we want to get you what you guys need to have the perfect version of our, so far, greatest Giant Man figure.
Honestly, again, apart from that tiny nitpick, moving that away, it's a solid figure. Honestly, really happy with it. And again, like, going back to that, listening to the community and being transparent, I think people will appreciate just being heard and knowing. I think it's when we're shouting into the void and no one's responding, that's the issue.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Continue to shout into the void, but be aware that there are echoes, and they are heard. We're not able to just always jump back into a quick response.
And fix it,
It's like, that's not how anything works, and we don't want to move too fast when we hear of something, and when we hear that it's something that's more than just a one-off, we want to do the best we can to fix it. On something like this, we're able to make that replacement piece and get it out there to you. It's not that you're not heard, it's just that it's not our place at our levels to make those responses and to reach back out to you directly. We're we're part of an amazing big company, and we need to make sure all the boxes are checked.
Of course, there's rules in place.
Before we do that. So it's not that it's not heard. I apologize that sometimes it takes a bit longer than most people would want, because we're in a world where everybody wants an instant response, and we get that. But try to be, keep calm.
No, of course,
carry
thank
on,
you. No, I genuinely,
keep
honestly,
collecting, and we will do the best we can to address it. And it's heard, because
thank you for being honest. I genuinely think people will understand that and be absolutely fine with it, because they feel like they're being heard. It's again, like, people are understandable. It's just that direct communication.
Sure.
So good stuff. And I appreciate that. But if I didn't ask the question, people that ask why I didn't ask that question, because it's relevant. It's happening now, if you know what I mean.
You would change your name to Dan Y.
Exactly, Dan Y. Why? But let's finish on just something stupid and ridiculous, right? So in front of us, right, is the Who Crew. I introduced you today.
Yes.
I'm repping the new T-shirt. Shout out Mini Plus the Multiverse with a T-shirt.
Very shiny.
It is. It's very nice, right? So just a random stupid question, right? Because it's my channel and I can do what I want, all right? If you were going to add a current comic Marvel legend to the Who Crew, right, who would you add? Taking note that just random makes no sense, right? So what comic character would you just add to the Who Crew?
Does it have to be a character that we've made, or can it be just from the 85 plus years of Marvel?
No, let's go one that you've made.
That I've made?
Yeah, like you've made. We've basically had, every year we change out a member. So White Rabbit used to be a member.
White Rabbit.
Hellfire Bob's been involved. So like, just an obscure, never an A-list. Never an A-list. It's got to be just someone random and obscure. People to throw out like the Orb before would be a good one, or Hitmonkey. Just obscure, random, deeper cuts.
I want to come up with something really clever, but I've trained myself to only remember what's in the cases, so I don't say stuff that I'm not supposed to say. So now you're putting me on the spot to come up with something a bit more ridiculous that we've made. How about what about Death's Head from SDCC?
Yeah, that's British.
Because what I just found out, which I didn't know, that
pick.
he was launched in the UK Transformers. If that is accurate, which is what I was told, then you know that. You know,
do you want to know the? Do you want to learn even more? Do you want to know the reason why he is now Marvel Legends scale? Because originally he debuted in a UK Transformers comic, that is correct, and he was Transformers scale.
Okay.
So do you want to know why he is now like 7 foot and he's like in Marvel Legends scale?
Sure.
Doctor Who. He was in a crossover comic with Doctor Who in the multiverse, and Doctor Who shrunk him down and left him on top of the Baxter building in the 616. And that is genuinely how Death's Head got into the 616. Doctor Who put him on top of the Baxter building, 7 foot tall.
I swear to all the gods out there, this was not a setup or planned response.
By the way, people think Dan Who, I'm a Doctor Who expert. I've never seen an episode. Don't know Doctor Who, but I know that fact because of Death's Head. So yes, there you go. You learned something. Take that back. Spread the word. All right, Dwight.
Dan Y for the information.
Don't start that. Don't start that. Dwight, appreciate it as always. I hope you had a good time. I hope you enjoy yourself.
Thanks, Dan, for having us out.
Yeah, we'll have you. You're welcome back anytime.
Thank you very much. Thank you guys for having us out at MCM. It's been a delightful weekend so far.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah.
All right, you know what to do. Subscribe, leave a comment. All right, good stuff, and I will see you on the next one.